definitely not been the easiest thing, but it's been interesting, I will say, because, I've gotten the chance to just, really develop a character that has so much depth. Um, and I love the dynamic between her and her parents, between her and Sarah, how she feels about, women in general, men. Um, I've gotten to develop a past for her. I got to talk to a couple doctors about sort of what her condition is and where it might come from, and what her problem really means. Um, and it's been really interesting, very challenging, but fun at the same time. Sometimes you're a little too close for comfort. I think anybody can relate to that, whether you're going to college or you're just moving out on your own. Um, and it's the idea of really sharing like some totally intimate times with somebody that you don't know that well. If you go to college and you're like, oh, here's Rebecca, your roommate, she's gonna try to kill you in a couple months. Um, who knows? Like, you could, what if you don't get along with them? What if you have a totally different lifestyle? What if they bring home somebody different every night? I have a feeling some people are going to take Rebecca's side half the time, and the other half they'll take Sarah's side. Um, and you can switch back and forth because sometimes Sarah's wrong and sometimes Rebecca's right, even though Rebecca in the end is wrong. You don't want to have to choose the villain before you even see a movie. You know, even though we know it's. Uh, um, but when people go to see the movie, I think just expect to be a little bit scared and intrigued because it really is like a story of sort of the psychological deterioration of a human being when it comes to feeling no identity of their own and trying to capture that of another person's. One of the doctors I was talking to said he was telling me that people who have these character disorders, they're not violent all the time. In fact, they're not usually violent, but when they are, they're horribly violent and they take it to the extreme. And what it takes in somebody's brain to actually use a weapon like a knife or what she uses, a utility knife, to try to harm somebody, that's a very intentional use of a weapon towards another person. But also, she's very, she's got sort of this, almost this raw manic kind of, you know, sentiment towards men, and she has no real feelings of love or pleasure. I don't think a person like this could ever feel true joy or happiness. So she does live vicariously through Sarah a lot. And but she will use her sexuality and whatever she has physically to get what she wants, but doesn't really feel anything.